Hi guys, and this is going to be a bit of a different video. I'm going to be showing you how to do what I like to call the Sun Tracer build, which is the build I was using in the latest Destiny stream. Now, it's a bit of a completely illogical one due to me not having some mods, but I was liking it, and I saw it working very well during the stream, so I decided to make a little tutorial on how you can do this for yourself. Now, obviously, I've got appearance stuff on Phoenix Cradle, but the key thing to this build is Phoenix Cradle itself. What this is going to do is it has beacons of empowerment. Sun Warrior lasts twice as long, and allies who pass through your sunspots are granted Sun Warrior. Now, the allies part that's very helpful for support, but what we're looking for here is that twice link. That's the most important thing. Because that means that you can get very long regen for an extended period of time. Now, for this, you're going to want to use Bottom Tree Sunfaker, as that obviously has the sunspots on it. I personally use Thermite Grenades because it can burn a lot of enemies. However, Incendiary Grenades are also good for this because sunspots will spawn on any enemy that's on fire that you have killed. Now, for armor mods, I use a well build, so I have Ashes to Assets, so that I can get, some more grenade energy in my build itself. But I use elemental ornaments where you defeat a combatant with my grenade and it spawns an elemental well of solar to match my subclass type. I use Font of Wisdom so I can get increased ability regen when I pick up that solar well, which increases your ability regen further because usually after a grenade kill you're going to have a sunspot, meaning you're going to layer these ability regens, which is incredible for getting your grenade and melee back very quickly. Next, I use Well of Life, so when I get my well, I am taking immediate healing. It's not too big of a heals buff, but it's definitely there. And then I have Better already in Absolution because these are just produces your ability codons, and having health from orbs is a very nice mod to have on you. Now, me personally, I use Energy Accelerant, and that's for a reason to do with exotic weaponry. But I recommend for Titans in general to use Powerful Friends because it's a very good way to get a 42 on your class exotic, on your class armor piece, without having to, invest in incredibly expensive mods. Because when you have another arc mod equipped, it adds plus 20 mobility. So I just use this. If honestly anything would do, but because I'm using energy accelerant, I have to use a lower thing that I don't really use. Now, for your exotic weapon, there are two versions of this. You can use Monte Carlo to get your melee back incredibly quickly, or you can do my personal build, which is I use Ruinous Effigy because I will kill one, get my sphere, use a nade to get them on fire, and then mow them down. This is incredibly good for places where you're getting a consistent respawn. And again, with those orbs, I haven't quite completed the masterwork yet, but I can imagine that consistent orb heal would be very nice because with Energy Accelerant, Ruinous Effigy absolutely crashes the town in general. And then I just have a Chroma Rush, but I suppose anything that can take care of the last ads or damage would work. And Crown Splitter I like for this because Sunspot will increase your weapon damage, which is nice to add an extra buff. And then the other thing is I recommend having a very high resilience for this because enemies who come into your sunspot and die will increase your sunspot time. And it'll also spawn another sunspot. So with a high resilience, you can just be getting these enemies pulled into your sunspots, and you can complete a flame pillar where nothing can touch you. It is incredible. But other than that, if you're not going to run with a high resilience, I recommend running with at least above 30 on melee and grenade in discipline because you want the recharge to already be relatively quick. Now, obviously, I went for the resilience build, but I could see pumping more into discipline working very well. And other than that, the other thing I can recommend for this build is that you make sure to keep an eye on your health and be moving when you're not in sunspots, because you're gonna die fast if you're not careful, because obviously this build is not meant for range, so enemies with range weapons can kind of just nab you off. Now, obviously, I'm a Destiny fashionista. I'm gonna go over what I use for my appearance. Now, as I'm a member of the community who's been playing for a while, I have access to the Midnight Extinction set, and I got the Execute Revival thing for Phoenix Cradle, so I can have this nice Siva look. If you're looking for red glows in general for a Siva look, I recommend using the New Age Black Armory shader. But I've got the Mark of Caber, I believe is what it's called. I've got Midnight Extinction Plate, Midnight Extinction Gauntlets, and then Midnight Extinction Helm to give me a nice Siva look, and obviously the Execute Revival. I don't recommend changing the shading on this, as it looks relatively nice on its own, because you just get that nice raw black and red Siva. But yeah, this is the build I call Sun Tracer. If you have any questions about the build, just let me know in the comment section down below. And like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.